Hey guys, it's Neon, and we're going to talk about the Joker versus Endgame. Can you believe that the Joker has made almost as much profit as Avengers Endgame? Yeah, you know what? It's not always about the final box office number, but it's often about profit, how much profit a movie makes after expenses are deducted. In the case of the Joker was a much less expensive movie than Avengers Endgame. In fact, Joker was done on a shoestring budget of about $50 million. And that matters because Joker has surpassed, I think, $750 million at the box office, $750 million. And when you figure its low production cost compared to Avengers Endgame, it's made almost as much money for the studio. That's crazy. So we're going to talk about that on this episode of CLOWNFISH TV. Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. It's greatly appreciated, guys. Helps keep us making content for you. So this is coming from Deadline. Joker set to bank nearly $500 million in profit, on par with Avengers Infinity War. The breakdown. Now, other sites have said Endgame, including MovieWeb, said it actually has made almost as much profit as Endgame. Deadline is saying it's made almost as much profit as Infinity War. So here's the breakdown. It's no huge shocker, but Warner Brothers' Village Roadshow, Braun Studios' Joker is going to churn a profit on its way to becoming the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. How much profit, you ask? Well, we'll actually tell you. Our sources say the Joaquin Phoenix pick is poised to make at least $464 million after global theatrical, TV, and home entertainment windows. It could be more if the worldwide box office for the Todd Phillips directed movie exceeds $900 million. That amount of profit isn't far from what Avengers Infinity War racked up last year in Black Ink. That pick made $500 million, but was more expensive with the production cost and global P&A of $500 million. So Joker's profit is also not far from Black Panther's and way ahead of Aquaman's. Yeah, this is crazy. Global theatrical rentals for Joker are figured at $421 million. With DC having stumbled after Justice League, Joker continues to show Burbank. It shows their resilience with its feature comic book brand after Aquaman, their highest grossing DC title ever. But Joker still actually made more profit, as well as the glass ceiling crasher Wonder Woman. Oh, now they admit that Wonder Woman shattered the glass ceiling. You know, we were told last year through this year that it was all about Carol Danvers. It was all about Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was going to smash that glass ceiling, but no, Wonder Woman did it before and did it better, in my personal opinion. Joker is expected to be at $825 million in worldwide box office at the end of the fourth weekend. While in its fourth weekend here in North America, the pick is expected to lead a Sleepy Halloween with $19 to $20 million for number one, off 33% from a week ago. Yeah, okay, so this is important. People are like, how is Maleficent a flop if Maleficent was the number one movie? Well, Maleficent was crazy expensive, and it only made $36 million at the box office, and it's probably a $200 million movie when you figure this all out. It's going to be lucky if it breaks even. But Joker only cost $55 million. And Warner Brothers didn't pony up all the money themselves. They actually had co-financiers come in because they thought the movie was very risky. They did not think it would do well. Joker, given its oppressive society tone, isn't expected to get a release in China, meaning all of the pick's offshore territories have been released. Production costs after New York City tax credits were $70 million, although some say it's lower in the 60s. We've heard 55. We've heard $55 million, but who knows? Global P&A is at $120 million. This is Warner Brothers, and there's no way that they would underspend on an anticipated award season blockbuster. So now this is coming from MovieWeb. MovieWeb says it earned almost as much profit as Endgame. Endgame made more money than Infinity War did, but again, very, very expensive movie. So according to a new report, Joker, when it's all said and done, including revenue from rentals and home video sales. Avengers Endgame, meanwhile, grossed $2.79 billion at the global box office, making it the biggest movie ever. But how is it that a movie that grossed more than 3 times as much at the box office will turn just as much profit? Joker has an estimated budget in the neighborhood of $55 million, which we said before. That's the number I keep hearing. I don't know where they're getting 70 from, but who knows? It doesn't account for marketing. That's indeed costly. On the flip side, Endgame cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 million when the budget and marketing is factored in. Plus, many of the major stars have a small percentage of profit on the back end that all adds up. It's a true exercise in taking a risk, but doing so at a reasonable price point. Todd Phillips made Joker for much less than the average comic book movie because this isn't the average comic book movie. This is a gritty character study centered on Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur Fleck, who is transformed into the infamous villain by a cruel society. Mixed as critics may be on the movie itself, it's unquestionably turned into one of the great Hollywood business decisions of 2019, especially if Warner Brothers can ice the cake with an Oscar nomination or two. That would be awesome. Just to put this in more perspective, they talk about Aquaman. Again, Aquaman, a very expensive movie. It made $1.15 billion worldwide, became DC's highest grossing release ever, and took home only $260 million in profit. Wonder Woman did $821 million worldwide and did $252.9 million. So it's going to be the same neighborhood as Black Panther, which made $476.8 million in profit after a record-breaking $1.3 billion run at the box office. So yeah, this is pretty crazy, isn't it? But again, this just goes to show you that not all movies are created equal, and just because a movie makes $1 billion at the box office, it doesn't mean that it's really making bank. Look at Solo as another example. Solo, because the reshoots wound up costing upwards of $300 million, and it barely made that at the box office. I think the worldwide box office for Solo was, I don't have it off the top of my head, but I think like $400 million, which for a Star Wars movie is very, very low. And, you know, even The Rise of Skywalker, if the rumors are true that they have to reshoot a good portion of that movie, you know, this could wind up being a $500 million Star Wars movie, and it's got to make at least twice that to make a profit. And, you know, I mean, it probably will break $1 billion. It seems like it's par for the course with Disney, that breaks $1 billion. Every movie they make breaks $1 billion except Maleficent. Nobody cared. But Star Wars will potentially break $1 billion unless it bombs hard at the box office, which is possible. You know, people thought that Star Wars was critic-proof. Star Wars was bulletproof. You could put any Star Wars movie out there, it would make money, and we saw that was not the case with Solo. And I'm not counting the Clone Wars movie because, as far as I'm concerned, it was a theatrically released cartoon pilot. It wasn't like a legit Star Wars movie. That's my opinion on Clone Wars. But yeah, very interesting to watch this, that the Joker is making as much money as the Avengers. Very interesting. So we'll see if this colors, you know, DC's attitude toward future comic book movies, if they're going to go the big budget Zack Snyder route, or if they're going to maybe rein it in a little bit and have more kind of art house type movies. You know, I would like to see a take on Batman that was a little less flashy, I guess, than Justice League's take on Batman. More in line with the Nolan films. You know, but maybe a little truer to the comic books than they were. I don't think we're going to get that with the Batman. I think we're going to get something completely different, and I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to it, but I digress. So we're going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. This has been Neon. We will talk later. Thinking about printing your own comic books, graphic novel, or manga? We recommend our friends over at Print Ninja. We've been using Print Ninja as long as they've been printing comics, and both the quality and price is excellent. Mention Clownfish TV and get an additional 5% overrun of your book order quantity printed for free. For free! That's free books, people. Just mention this offer on the phone or in the additional information box on the quote request form. That's printninja.com, or click on the link in the description below. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.